Is this on? I think it's on. I think I am recording for the first time since July last year. Welcome to my new lair. It is actually new. I am no longer in the bedroom upstairs. I'm in the office downstairs. This is where the magic happens now. This is where I do my work for my day job. This is where I do my photography editing. This is where I play Xbox. This is it. All on the one screen. I've got new lighting. Some blue type thing. Is the blue okay? Can you see the blue? I could change that to red, purple, yellow, all sorts of wonderful stuff. But maybe in the future vlog I will take you on a tour, which will take all of 3 seconds. A tour of the new studio, as it were. Anyway, how is everybody? I hope you are keeping well. Really strange time at the minute with lockdowns happening all over the world, etc., etc. I must apologise for not putting a vlog out since, I think, July last year. Most of you probably know why, but for those of you who don't, I had an accident in August, which resulted in a pretty severe injury to my right leg, a ruptured patella tendon. Look it up. It's not an easy one to get over. So I can't climb mountains at the minute. I'm on a long road to recovery. I can walk up and down stairs unaided now, which is kind of nice. I'm doing a lot of exercise to try and build the muscle up, which got wasted away for all the time that I was not mobile, effectively. So I've been in self-isolation. Well, I was in self-isolation for a good 6 weeks after the accident, after the operation to reattach the tendon, and didn't really see anybody, wasn't doing much photography. Then I started to get out a bit and I was able to shoot from the car, and that's how it's kind of been up until lockdown. And now you are all experiencing what I experienced just over 6 months ago in terms of not being able to get out and take photos. There's kind of a bit of a glare coming off these glasses, and actually I think they need cleaning. You can probably see the odd stray hair as well sticking up. I had to cut my own hair this morning, which has been semi-successful. I don't know, there's a little bit there which probably needs a little bit going over. But anyway, inspirations. I thought it was about time I finally recorded a vlog for you. I didn't feel up to it for a long time. My interest in photography went straight down pretty much, and it's really struggled to come back up. And now with the coronavirus, it's kind of gone back down again, because there are just so many other more important things in the world. But having said that, I owe it to a few people to record this vlog, and I got a nice selection of images at the end of the vlog with some nice music, or pretty cool music, that hopefully will take your mind off things for all of 9 minutes and 20 seconds. First things first. Anyway, back in July, I ran a competition to win this book, how to photograph photographing wildlife in the UK by Andrew Marshall. There were a few entries, and something has gone wrong. What is going on with this thing? The problem is the camera is in front of the screen, so I can't see what's going on, and my screensaver has just gone on. And for some reason, my Apple Watch didn't unlock it automatically. the watch did something weird earlier. It kind of came up with an Apple symbol, and I don't know what was going on. So it's reset, and it's doing wonderful, weird things. Anyway, yeah, so I had a load of entries for that. I'm not going to do 5 like I normally do. I've just cut it down by 4. I just want to get through this quickly. I had a look at these images when they first came to me in at the end of July last year. I literally saw the entries come in, and I was like, yeah, I like that one. Yeah, I like that one. Not so much that one. And I started them in my email, and then I had my accident, and they sat there until basically yesterday. And I was like, shit, I better get those images. So I went out my email, pulled them off. So I'm going to click to my screen, and I haven't seen these since August, end of July, August. So I'm going to be looking at these fresh, just like you are now. So this is all about first impressions. I haven't done any preparation for this whatsoever. So let's have a look. Flip over to the screen. Here is the look, downloads. It's an interesting file. Notice that one there. See what happens with that one in the coming months. Anyway, right, let's start off. First one is Jared Tobeck. Let's expand that up and take a look. And I think I recognize this. I think it is the Dolomites in Italy. God, those guys are having an absolute hell of a time over there in Italy. But mind you, it's getting pretty much as bad as over there here in the UK as well. So I hope you're all doing okay, Jared. I think he lives in northern Italy. I think he's a Kiwi, a New Zealander who just happens to be living in Italy at the minute. So this is an image from springtime, I guess, in the Dolomites. It's rather, I quite like it actually. I mean, I'm not going to be overly critical with these ones because I'm just not really in a critical mood or critiquing mood, as it were. I just think it's really quite nice. I'd love to be there right this minute. And unfortunately, not many people can be, if any at all. But some lovely flowers in the foreground, a nice, interesting subject in the background. I'm just wondering if I think I recognise this without doing too much research, and I've got a funny feeling that the Refugio de Lagazoy is over here on the left, and behind me is probably Monte Pelmo, something like that. I can't quite remember, but I've got a panorama of that scene from Lagazoy, and I'm pretty sure that this little feature is in the bottom left-hand corner of it. Anyway, yeah, shooting towards the sun, bit of lens flare. I don't know whether that you've left that in intentionally, Jared. I'm a bit partial to a bit of lens flare, actually. I don't think it always needs to be removed. If you're looking for something a bit more cinematic, it can be quite nice. It would have been nice to see maybe some more detail in the sky, you know, some clouds or something going on. That would have been really nice. But altogether, a sultry. No, it's not. It can't be morning if it's where I think it is. It's got to be in the morning. So it's got to be sunrise. But yeah, quite nice. I do like. Right, how do I escape out of that? There we go, escape out of that. So this isn't how I normally do things, but I'm rusty, who cares, right? I doubt anyone's actually watching. So gosh, I've forgotten who this was. Steve Marson, Drangomir, in the Faroe Islands. Is it the Faroe Islands? Rather nice. How did you? Is that you, Steve, or is that somebody you're with? Using a remote trigger or something? Pretty dangerous to do if you've got your camera down right by the seashore. There could be a rogue wave comes in, washes your camera away while you're up here taking a photo. if not, if that's just somebody who you're with, then all is cool. Rather nice foreground, nice shutter speed, not too long, not too fast, just getting that nice movement in the water. Quite nicely composed. I think that horizon is straight. I'm getting really sick of seeing really lazy photographs of done by some really competent photographers, or maybe not so competent photographers, who just can't seem to straighten their horizons for seascapes. It's really annoying me. I think they're doing it to troll me now. It's got to that point. This bit of bright sunlight over here could have done with a bit more control. It's kind of blown out, but yeah, I like the diagonals. Woo! It's a fairly pleasing image, quite nicely processed as well. Not too much, if anything, of a halo around the edge of that. Around the edge of the rocks. I think I'm detecting just a small halo, but hey, who cares? I'm not really too fussed about it. I think it might have worked better if you could have got a little bit further to the right and then panned the camera around maybe 10 degrees to the left, and done that in portrait. So you would have ended up sort of with this here. And I'm ignoring the fact there's a person in it. But if you were just going for a straight up landscape sort of portrait, yeah, so you would have ended up with a portrait here. And then if you by a little bit further to the right and a little bit panned to the left, could have got more of this into the foreground at a more acute angle, maybe. But yeah, it's my only comment, really. Cheers, Steve. Next one, Aberystwyth. Seafront by Adam Russell. I really hate converging verticals in landscape shots, unless it's kind of obvious that it's supposed to be like that. If that sort of complements the composition, that's the type of composition it is, where you've got the converging verticals. Works quite a lot in architecture. And sometimes not. And I'm quite pleased that here Adam has managed to control those, or warp the photograph in some way, or use a tilt shift or something to get these verticals vertical, which is kind of nice. And the horizon is straight. He's not trolling me, which is really good. I like this foreground. I kind of like the way that the seafront is sweeping around like this. This light up here, your eye goes immediately to it. You just can't stop your eye being dragged towards this highlight. So, I think maybe somebody could take the bulb out of that, throw a rock at it, knock it out. I don't know. No, I'm not I'm not suggesting somebody go and do that. It just would be nice if that wasn't there, or if all the lights were on. Maybe it's the fact that that one's out, that one's out, that one's out. That those are on. They're not as strong. This one's on, but that one's not. It's like you want them either all on or all off, I guess. And with that just single one there and this bit of lens flare, it just really drags your eye towards it. But as a composition, I quite like the photo. It's just this element here. Yeah. I think this might work more as a portrait if you could do something about that flare from the edge of this building, coming down through. And then out to here, and then up. Maybe that works slightly better as a portrait. I don't know. But thanks anyway, Adam. Thanks for your entry. I did quite like it. I've never actually been to Aberystwyth. I should go. And then finally we've got Dave Seep. I'm really sorry, Dave, if I can't pronounce your name. English is not my well, it is my main language, but it's not my forte. Okay, so Trevan. I wish I could be there right now. Yeah, I quite like the light. I like the fact that it's not golden light. It's kind of it's quite harsh light actually, but delivered in a kind of a soft, or processed in a soft way. You're obviously right in the middle of the stream here, and looking at how these edges here, it's in spate, quite a lot in spate actually. I think you've come to this after a period of heavy rainfall, because so I commend you for standing probably in the middle of the stream there, because it can be quite deep and really quite slippery, so you've got to watch it. I like the way that there's a hint of Clyn Ogwen down here, and I think I may have mentioned this before, but that lake is an issue in compositions with this mountain here, and often you see it cut off at the edge. It needs to be kind of closed off, and I can see you've done that by getting quite low and using this bush to close off the lake. So although it's showing, it's not dominating. It's not a dominating feature in the photograph, so I quite like it. I'm not so fussed about this thistle here, and again I think this probably works as a portrait rather than a landscape, because this right hand side quarter here, which is quite soft by the way in the distance, and that really kind of shows there's something going on over the right hand side of your lens, and this left hand side, left quarter, there is nothing going on really. It's kind of it's screaming centre mass to me. It's screaming portrait. Nothing is drawing or interesting on either side. So I think it's a nice photograph if you really think about how you approach your final crop on that one. And I don't think a landscape works personally, but other than that, I think it's rather pleasant. Anyway, so with that in mind, thanks for entering, guys. I am going to go with to win Jared. So I rather do like the I don't know, I just feel quite happy looking at that photo at the minute. It's and maybe Jared, maybe, and this is not to take anything away from Jared, but maybe he's won because I long to be there right now, and I'm sure the vast majority of you would long to be there right now. So maybe that is drawing me to this this image. It's bright, it's pleasant, new life, the lovely little flowers, etc. So yeah. I'm going to go with that one by Jared. So well done, Jared. You have won yourself a photograph from wildlife in the UK, which might not be that great for you considering you are in Italy. So I've got some other things that I can do for you, Jared, if you would prefer. If this isn't going to really be the best prize for you, you can let me know, because I am going to do one more of these inspiration studios and then that'll be it. I'm not doing any more. I'll get 3 really good photographers for you next month to show some of their images, but I'm going to do one more competition, and this one has quite a few things. Now, Jared, take note of this, because if you want one of these books instead, I'll substitute it, and everybody else, that'll be the case. You'll get this instead of one of these other books, so just bear that in mind. First off, so for the competition this month, you can win Guy Edwards' 100 Ways to Take Better Landscape Photographs. Ooh, there we go. And in addition to that, you can when Michael Freeman, The Photographer's Eye, was a really good book, actually. That really helped me in the first few years of taking photographs. Next one, Understanding Exposure. There we go. By Brian Peterson. And then this I'll admit, this has been on my shelf for a long time, and the reason why I won this, I'm going to be absolutely honest with you, landscape photographer of the year number 8, but I'd already bought it, so this has been in a box on top of my wardrobe for quite a while, and I thought, well, I could take it to a charity shop, but somebody might not have number 8, and they might really want it, and here you can have it for free if you win the competition. So so send me a photograph. It doesn't have to be taken in the last month, because no one's been anywhere. So just send me a photograph, a landscape photograph. Doesn't matter when it was taken. It could have been taken in 1985 for all I care. It just takes in one photograph to my email for entry into this final boom competition, or whatever you want to call it, and you might win. And I'll pick 5, and then I'll talk through them probably in a little bit better detail than I did today, next month or so. Right, final thing. 3 photographers coming up. I nearly swore there. All effing great photographers. Chris Swan, Scottish photographer, likes to go to the Hebrides. He's got a Hebridean project, so that's here. Then we've got Sam Gregory, who is a British photographer. His wife or girlfriend is Italian, so he goes to Italy quite a lot. He goes to the Dolomites. He's done a project over quite a few seasons, quite a few years on the Dolomites. You might know Sam better as the voice of the Togcast as well. So he's not only great at doing podcasts, but he's also a pretty decent landscape photographer as well. And then finally, Stuart McGlennon. Stuart McGlennon is a Lake District based photographer, professional photographer, who owns the Lens District gallery opposite George Fisher in Keswick. Wonderful, wonderful little gallery, the best gallery in Keswick, bar none. Some fantastic photographs in there of his own, plus also photographs from guest photographers like Mark Littlejohn, and might be one of mine in there as well. Anyway, sit back, enjoy, and in about a week's time, I'm going to have another vlog for you. But you'll have to wait for that one, because it's in a week's time. Anyway, stay safe, stay home, look after yourself, look after your family, look after the NHS.